पुरानी, नए दौर में लिखेंगे मिलकर नई कहानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी। मेहनत को अपना ईमान बनाए, अपने हाथों से अपना भगवान बनाए। राम की इस धरती को, तुम की भूमि को, सपनों से भी प्यारा हिंदुस्तान बनाए। नया खून है, नई उमंग है, अब है नई जवानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी। छोड़ो कल की बातें, कल की बातें पुरानी, नए दौर में लिखेंगे मिलकर नई कहानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी, 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 हम हिंदुस्तानी।
कि असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो। क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो। जब तक न सफल हो, नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम। संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम। कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती। कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती।
The sun shines brightly on its glorious soil, endowed with a wealth of natural resources, the northeast of India. Led by the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of a Viksit Bharat, explore a flight of modernity and future, and huge investment opportunities. 8 states, infinite possibilities, one powerful summit. Rising Northeast, the Investors Summit. Register now.
Good evening and welcome to Doordarshan Kendra Kohima. I'm Vimasana with the news. First the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asked states to develop at least one tourist destination per state at par with global standards. Five tribal apex bodies hold joint consultative meeting in Chumukedima on state's job reservation policy. Committee on Environment and Climate Change, Nagaland Legislative Assembly conducts spot verification across key sites in Chumukedima and Dimapur. And India slams Pakistan at UN Security Council over decades of cross-border terrorism. And now the details. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked states to develop at least one tourist destination per state at par with global standards and by providing all facilities and infrastructure. Chairing the 10th Governing Council meeting of the Niti Aayog in New Delhi today, the Prime Minister emphasized on one state, one global destination, saying that this would also lead to development of the neighboring cities as tourist places. Stressing on the need to work towards future-ready cities, Prime Minister Modi said that India is getting rapidly urbanized. He highlighted that growth, innovation and sustainability should be the engine for the development of the cities. The Prime Minister also emphasized on the need to increase the speed of development, stating that if the centre and all the states come together and work together like Team India, no goal is impossible. He said Viksit Bharat is the goal of every Indian. Where every state is Viksit, then Bharat will be Viksit. He added that this is the aspiration of its 140 crore citizens. Prime Minister Modi further urged all the work towards inclusion of women in workforce. He said laws and policies should be made so that women can be respectfully integrated in the workforce. This year theme is Viksit Rajya for Viksit Bharat at 2047. The idea of Viksit Rajya for Viksit Bharat is to drive states to craft bold, long-term and inclusive vision, documents aligned with national priorities and time-bound targets.
इंडिया की तरह मिलकर काम करें तो कोई भी लक्ष्य असंभव नहीं है। उन्होंने कहा कि हमें एक लक्ष्य पर ध्यान केंद्रित करना चाहिए। 2047 तक विकसित भारत बनाना हमारा लक्ष्य होना चाहिए कि हर राज्य विकसित हो, हर शहर विकसित हो, हर नगरपालिका विकसित हो और हर गांव विकसित हो। अगर हम इस दिशा में काम करेंगे तो हमें विकसित भारत बनने के लिए 2047 तक इंतजार नहीं करना पड़ेगा। प्रधानमंत्री ने कार्यबल में महिलाओं की भूमिका बढ़ाने के मुद्दे पर भी बात की।
In the wake of a 30-day ultimatum issued to the government of Nagaland, which will end on April 26, 2025, over the state's job reservation policy, 5 tribal apex bodies and the affiliated youth and student organizations held a joint consultative meeting today at the Chakrama Public Organization Hall at Chumukidima. The meeting was attended by representatives of the Angami Public Organization, Au Sendan, Lotha Hoho, Rengma Hoho and Sumi Hoho, along with their respective youth and student wings. Tenzin Lois Semi, convener of the 5 Tribes Committee on Review of the Reservation Policy, recalled that the committee was formed on August 24, 2023 to examine the existing policy. A formal representation was submitted to the state government on September 20, 2023. However, the government has yet to respond, prompting the issuance of an ultimatum on April 26 this year. The deadline for response expires on May 26, 2025. Despite multiple communication, there has been no official response from the government, Semi stated. In view of this, the 5 tribes and their youth and student bodies have decided to initiate peaceful protests. G.K. Jimomi, member secretary of the committee, pointed out that Nagaland's reservation policy was introduced in 1977 for an initial period of 10 years but continues to remain in force even after 48 years. He highlighted that several memorandums addressing issues such as internal reservation, duration, multiple benefits, and the concept of a creamy layer have been submitted over the years without any satisfactory response from the authorities. Jimomi added that if the government fails to act within the ultimatum period, the 5 tribes will initiate a phase-wise agitation.
Sima, Lotha, Angami, and Rengma.
In a decisive step towards addressing environmental and waste management challenges, the Committee on Environment and Climate Change of the Nagaland Legislative Assembly conducted an extensive spot verification yesterday across key sites in Chumukidima and Dimapur. Led by Committee Chairman and MLA Achumbemo Kikon, the inspection team included Advisor for Urban Development and Municipal Affairs Jalia Rio, Advisor for New and Renewable Energy and NSDMA Z Nusheto Nute, members of the Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority, representatives of Swachh Bharat Mission, village councils and local municipal bodies. Following the field inspections, the committee convened a consultative meeting with officials from the Chumukidima Town Council, East Dimapur Town Council and Dimapur Municipal Council to deliberate on findings and possible interventions. Kikon emphasized that this is the first time in 60 years such a committee has been constituted within the Assembly, and it is now operating in mission mode to address the state's ecological and urban concerns. The committee began its inspection at Chumukidima dumping site and reviewed embankment construction work along the Dhansiri River. Kikon noted that the riverbank erosion poses serious threat to nearby infrastructure, including referral hospital. During the visit, the urban heart area, the committee observed severe water pollution, underscoring the need for immediate intervention. This was followed by an assessment of Dimapur municipal dumping site, where the committee encountered alarming levels of waste management and environmental degradation. The committee is expected to continue its on-ground assessment across the state in coming months as it works to implement sustainable environmental
Cleaning
Ganga, cleaning Ganga, something like that. No? So we are also in a mission that all our rivers are drying up. We must do immediately something to rejuvenate, to bring back our rivers to life again, because we coexist with our rivers, with our forests, and with our animals. We cannot live alone so long as we are on this earth. So that's why we are concerned. We are also concerned on the human-animal conflict because of the deforestation, because of the increase of populations. So there are so many reasons where there's a huge conflict between animal and human.
India has strongly criticized Pakistan at the United Nations Security Council, saying India has experienced decades of Pakistani-sponsored terrorist attacks across the borders. The commands came from India's permanent representative to the UN Ambassador Parvathaneni Harish during an open debate on protecting civilians during armed conflicts. He said that Pakistan has repeatedly used civilian cover to advance the cause of terrorism. Harish said world just recently saw senior government, police and military officials pay respect at the funeral of noted terrorists killed in Operation Sindoor. He further added that a nation that makes no distinction between terrorists and civilians has no credentials to speak about protecting civilians. Referring to recent incidents, Harish said that the Pakistani armed army has deliberately targeted Indian border villages earlier this month. He added that this has ranged from the horrific 26/11 attack on the city of Mumbai to the barbaric mass murder of innocent terrorists in Pahalgam in April 2025. The Indian envoy was responding to Pakistan's earlier remarks during the debate, which centered around the safety of civilians, humanitarian workers and media personnel in conflict zones.
India has experienced decades of Pakistani-sponsored terrorist attacks across our borders. This has ranged from the horrific 26/11 attack on the city of Mumbai to the barbaric mass murder of innocent tourists in Pahalgam in April 2025. Pakistan has repeatedly used a civilian cover to advance the cause of terrorism. We just recently saw senior government, police and military officials pay respects at the funeral of noted terrorists targeted by Operation Sindoor. A nation that makes no distinction between terrorists and civilians has no credentials to speak about protecting civilians. There was intentional targeting of places of worship, including gurudwaras, temples and convents, as well as medical facilities. To preach at this body after such behavior is grossly hypocritical. Let us be clear. Protection of civilians should not serve as an argument for protection of UN-designated terrorists.
India also ripped through Pakistan's disinformation at the UN on the Indus Water Treaty, asserting that Islamabad violated its spirit.
The all-party delegation led by BJP MP Baijayan Pandey arrived in Behran today to put forth India's firm message of zero tolerance towards terrorism in all its forms. During their engagement, the delegation will highlight India's unwavering stand against cross-border terrorism. The delegation will also visit Saudi Arabia, Kuwait and Algeria to showcase India's continued fight against terrorism. Another high-level all-party delegation led by Congress MP Shashi Tharoor departed from Delhi in the early hours today for a 5-nation diplomatic outreach. Guyana is the first stop of the delegation, followed by USA, Panama, Brazil and Colombia. Ahead of his departure, Tharoor shared a video message on his social media platform reiterating India's stand against terrorism.
ने तो उनकी पोजीशन काफ़ी स्पष्ट किए हैं. हमारे स्पोक्समैन मिनिस्ट्री के और हमारे फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी साहब भी सीधे लोगों को बताएं कैसे हुआ और क्या हुआ. तो मेरे ख्याल में यही खबर हमारे तरफ से यही संदेश होगा. लेकिन हम वहाँ जा रहे हैं लोगों को समझाने के लिए कि हमारा अनुभव क्या था और हमने जो किया क्यों किया और भविष्य में हमारी एटीट्यूड क्यों ऐसे होंगे. तो ये मेरे ख्याल में अलग बात है. ये तर्क करने के लिए हम नहीं जा रहे हैं, हम समझाने के लिए जा रहे हैं. जो भी हमने सह लिया कुछ सालों से, इसके बारे में बोलने.
We will now take a short commercial break. Stay tuned.
Hey girls! Congratulations! आज तो पार्टी चाहिए. पहले चैंपियन के साथ सेल्फी लेंगे. आइडिया, यही करते हैं पार्टी. पिज्जा पार्टी. ये चल अपना कार्ड और पिन दे।
मेरे कार्ड की डिटेल्स मैं खुद ही डालूंगी। आरबीआई कहता है अपना पिन, ओटीपी, सीवीवी या इंटरनेट बैंकिंग पासवर्ड किसी के साथ शेयर ना करें। ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग सिर्फ अपने कंप्यूटर, मोबाइल और सिक्योर नेटवर्क से करें।
बाय गर्ल्स, कहाँ जा रही है? सुना नहीं, नो शेयरिंग।
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has expressed gratitude over Germany's support on India's fight against terrorism and its right to defend itself. Addressing an interaction at the German Council on Foreign Relations in Berlin, Germany, Dr. Jaishankar said that India was encouraged by the very early condemnation of the terrorist attack by Germany, as well as the clear message from the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Johann Wedtpool, that Germany recognizes India's right to defend itself. He reiterated that India has the right to defend itself, its people, and secure the country, something much of the world will agree, including Germany. Supreme Court has directed career review in all Central Armed Police Forces CAPFS, including ITBP, BSF, CRPF, CISF and SSB within 6 months. The review was originally scheduled for 2021 but has been delayed. A bench of justices Abhay S. Oka and Ujjel Bhuyan directed the Department of Personnel and Training to take appropriate decision within 3 months of receipt of the action taken report from Ministry of Home Affairs regarding career review and review of existing service rules and recruitment rules. The court's direction came on a batch of pleas seeking non-functional financial upgradation, career review and restructuring and amendment of recruitment rules to eliminate IPS deputation. The court said role of CAPF is crucial for maintaining security at borders of the country as well as for discharging internal security duties. We will now look at the weather report from the district headquarters of Nagaland.
Kohima today recorded a maximum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius, while Dimapur had a maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. Wokha experienced a maximum temperature of 30 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. Mokokchung had a maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Mon had a maximum temperature of 32 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. Towards the east, Twinsang had a maximum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 16 degrees Celsius. Zinabuto had a maximum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 18 degrees Celsius. Pek had a maximum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 16 degrees Celsius. That's all for the weather report.
And with that, we close tonight's news edition. Thank you for watching.